Of KD. As Durant continues to recover from that devastating ruptured Achilles, he also continues to weigh his options for his next team. Reports are that Durant is doing a lot of soul searching as he chooses between re-signing with the Warriors or departing for either the Knicks or the Nets. So, CC,
I think right now it's a very difficult decision. I think that Kevin, regardless of if he hadn't gotten hurt, I think that he was still trying to send visually the impression that it wasn't just a done deal with the Knicks, that everything they talked about during the season, I think as an athlete, that's what you try to do, even though your mind might have been made up. But right now, he's got real questions in his head. Do I go back to Golden State, opt into my contract, sign for 1 year, go back there, rehab, potentially be back for the playoffs? I'm sure he's thinking about that and give this one more run with Golden State, with Klay coming back. And I know they got a lot of things lined up in New York, and it's a lot of money attached to that. Do I want to go to New York, and do I have the power to convince another free agent to come there? Because I don't have as much as power because I'm hurt now compared to before. Is it as enticing for Kawhi to join me in New York? No. What about Kyrie? Will he wait? Probably not. So, yeah, I think Kevin Durant, I think he still ends up with the New York Knicks, but the decision became a lot more difficult.
And this was that when we all year long talked about all signs pointing, every NBA insider it seemed like was hearing the same thing. Kevin Durant setting up businesses in New York, buying office space in New York, getting ready to come to New York to play for the Knicks. The Knicks clearly heard it. Trade away Kristaps Porzingis, open up multiple max slots for Kevin Durant and whomever he wants to bring with him. And then the biggest outlier instance possible happened, not only an injury, but the most devastating injury a basketball player can suffer short of a spinal cord or something truly that we never see in the sport. And so now everything's up in the air. Now does someone say, man, the bird in the hand of 5 years and the money does the money difference, which we didn't think would play a big difference, factor in? The seeing your team, seeing the Warriors because of your injury, I'm sure he believes, fail to win a championship. Does that give him the validation that so many of us thought he was searching for by leaving and going to New York? That, well, I'm validated now. They lost the year before I got there. They lost the year I was hurt. They went 8-1 in the finals the 2 years I was there. But the other X factor to this is what has not yet been reported, and maybe KD knows, maybe he doesn't, which is what exactly was going on with that medical staff and what exactly was going on with people whispering in Sam Amick and Tim Kawakami's ear that Kevin Durant should be back already. Were those people that matter on the team, or were they nobodies? Because if they're people that matter, then if Kevin Durant does want to come back, he can't be working with those people anymore. He can't be listening to those coaches or those teammates, whatever it is. And the medical staff part of it, if he got it, and it would appear to me he did, I don't think it was intentional, of course, but if he got bad advice, and now his pursuit of Kareem's scoring record is in jeopardy. His pursuit of, finally, I'm being recognized as the greatest player in the world, something he has really cared about, that's now gone, at least temporarily, and might, depending on how he recovers from this, never come back. How does that weigh on him as far as pushing him away from Golden State? To me, those are very real questions. If I had to bet money, in fact, you can right now, the Knicks are about plus 160, so they're slight underdogs. I would say he ends up with the New York Knicks. I believe he's going to come to New York. I think that there isn't so much momentum towards it, but the idea of, but I want to stack up as many rings as possible. The opt-in and try to come back for the playoffs when I know, and then go to New York. That if he does think he's going to come back, be back by April, the Knicks aren't, without Kevin Durant, going to be competing for a championship throughout next season. The Warriors could be, especially if Klay recovers early. So to me, it's more on the board than before. But my money would be, and my money actually literally quite is, on Kevin Durant being a New York Knick next year.
Yeah, it would be hard for me to go back and trust the staff there because I know he got bad advice. There's no way that I'm sitting here on television saying I'm worried about him blowing out his Achilles, and they never brought it up. Steve Kerr said it's not a possibility. All he can do is ring. So I'm concerned about that. I do believe he ends up being a Knick. I do believe that they had too much momentum, and I believe that his legacy in basketball is coming to New York, building his businesses, brands on and off the court, and trying to attract another star here in New York City.
Important decision for Kevin and many coming up. Coming up for us, will Zion be a better rookie than LeBron? That's ahead on First Things First.
Man, I'm all things Zion, but now we might be taking